If you're looking to elevate your iPad game to the next level, both literally and figuratively, then this is the video for you. I got 4 really cool iPad stands I'm going to run through for you real quick, starting with a sort of no-namer over here for 17 bucks, all the way up to the fancier, bigger brands and tech peripherals that are running around 80, 90 bucks depending. So no matter what kind of stand you're looking for, I should have something here that will fit the bill. Hey, what is up, people? Lance Samoza here, the guy with the One Tech Mind, gesture to hat. Oh, crap. I hope you all had amazing holidays, Christmas, New Year's, all the above, and are getting ready to absolutely crush it in 2022. Before we jump in, I want to let you know everything here was purchased with my own money, except for the Pitaka MagEZ Stand and the MagEZ Case. That's because I was looking for an iPad stand that would fit what I needed it to do. And then I happened to reach out Pitaka as well. They sent some stuff out, including these 2 guys here. So much thanks to Pitaka for that. And I want to let you know that in no way affects this video. You're still going to hear my very genuine thoughts and opinions from using all of these devices over the past month or so. Pitaka or any of the brands, they don't have any say in this video. Any of the content when it gets published, anything like that. That's very important to me, and I wanted to let you know before we dug in. Let's start things off with the most basic and cheapest stand I have here. Like I said, it's a $17 one from Amazon from someplace called High Tech Wireless, and it is just your basic sort of 2-point aluminum stand, which is okay. I mean, it serves its purpose. The nice thing about this is it can, easily fold down. It's very compact. So if you want to just fold this up and throw it in a bag, it's very easy to do so. It's super lightweight. The only thing is it's not going to hold, every single iPad out there with great confidence, I would say. In fact, it's really only going to be for 4-inch to 10-inch tablets, or even your iPhone. It'd be good for that. So you can see here, it's going to be... So when you have it at an appropriate angle, it's going to be great for something like the iPad mini here, or maybe, even the iPad Air, potentially the smaller iPad Pro, but, again, I wouldn't chance this if that's a little bit big. But the range of motion is pretty decent. So you can see right here, it's pretty much straight up, but you can, tilt it down. Most of these you can tilt down if you want to, work like this with an Apple Pencil or something like that and sketch something out. For 17 bucks, not bad. Now it is holding the big iPad Pro here, the 12.9 inch, but again, I really would not trust that. If you need something to hold your big iPad Pro, get something bigger like the Satechi over here. Now for some of these stands in their product descriptions, you won't find just how tall they are or at which height they hold the iPad, which I really would value. So I'm going to measure that for you. This cheapo stand here is about 5 inches tall, but the point at which it holds the iPad, let's see, that's going to be about 3 inches or so, so not too high. So this would be great if you're just going to put it, sort of somewhere that's already higher up, like on a counter or something like that. But definitely not one for ergonomics. This is the aluminum Satechi desktop stand, which can be had for about 45 bucks on Amazon. And it is, much heavier than the $17 one over here is, and much heftier too. It has an extremely solid hinge that you got to really put some force into to get to move, which I really appreciate compared to that one that fell over. It feels extremely solid, very, very durable and heavy in a good way. So I put the iPad mini on here, and as you can see, I can tilt the stand all the way back with the mini and have no problems with the weight shifting or anything like that, thank God. And I can tilt it forward. Again, it requires a little more force. The range of motion is really great. I can tilt it really far back or go forward with it, and again, kind of get it into a position if I want to write or something on it. Satechi says this will hold any iPad out there. So here's the biggest one, the 12.9. I'm going to put it on there. No tilt or movement at all. I'm kind of shaking it back and forth, and it's really not budging much. Of course, you can go forward with this one as well, get a nice angle there. So if you want to put it, next to your big computer screen, your Mac, or put it on the counter in the kitchen while you watch YouTube, this is going to be really great for that. It is a little hard to adjust with the iPad on it, so you might have to take the iPad off to really get it into the position you want. In terms of height, the Satechi is a little bit taller, so let's get that at a 90-degree angle there. And this one comes in at about 7 inches. And the point at which it holds the iPad is going to be about 3 3/4 inches, something like that. So not too much higher than the $17 stand. So that's something to consider, right? All right, now let's get on to the big boys over here on my left. But first, if you're enjoying this video, please consider giving it the old thumbs up, subscribing to help me build the most obsessed and supportive Apple community on YouTube, and ringing the bell so you don't miss anything else. So this stand over here is the Pitaka MagEZ Stand for iPad Pro, and it runs about $90. Now this one I think is probably the coolest in terms of wow factor and how you use it, and then the other things that it can do. And this one feels extremely premium. It's got this really nice solid block of aluminum here. The only thing is you can't adjust it at the bottom hinge, like there is no bottom hinge like the other three. So that's something to take into account. But you can adjust it on the top here where it connects to the iPad. This one can also rotate. So when your iPad's connected, you can just turn the iPad around and go all the way around in a circle, get it into the portrait or landscape orientation, depending on what you need at the moment. Now the base here has Pitaka's really nice aramid fibers, which are similar to nylon weave or actual Kevlar. It feels extremely soft and durable, a little bit rubbery on this one, but that's because this down here is also a 15-watt wireless charging pad. So you can throw your phone on there, your AirPods, and get up to 15 watts of wireless charging. Unless you have an iPhone, then you only get 7.5, unfortunately, but that's on Apple. You just plug it into an AC adapter, throw your phone on there, you got your charging going on. It's got a nice little indicator light on the front so you can see, if you have it on your desk, that the phone is charging. So, really solid design and thoughtfulness that comes along with this stand. And another reason the stand is extremely unique is because you attach your iPad to it using magnets. In the box, you'll get some instructions and an actual magnetic sticker. So Pitaka provides that in the box so you can attach to your iPad or other tablets. And, there you go. Or you can buy the optional MagEZ Case for iPad Pro that Pitaka sells, also made of the same aramid fibers. It is, a very thin and lightweight case, and I'm not really one for cases, but I like this one. It's got that same really sleek aramid fiber in the twill pattern going on here, along with pass-through for the smart connector. So if you are going to use this for the Magic Keyboard, you can also just slap it on there and still use your Magic Keyboard. So no issues with compatibility there. As you can see on the inside of the case, there is one of those Pitaka magnetic stickers that comes pre-installed. So the nice thing here is you don't need to put anything, stick anything on your iPad to get it working. You just kind of put the iPad into the case like so. And magnets, how do they work? I found the magnets to be very, very strong in a good way. So, it feels very solid. I've never felt like the iPad is going to fall off or anything like that. And you've got that, rotation built in, like I mentioned. You can, tilt it. There's not a gigantic range of motion, but I think it is enough if it's going to be, on a desk anyway. Now, of course, because this one has a cable, it does feel like you're kind of tethered to something if you want to make use of that wireless charging, but you can always disconnect it from the bottom of the base as well if you don't want to use the charging or you want to, take the stand outside of your office. And removing the iPad doesn't require use of two hands. You can just tilt this thing back all the way and then bam, it comes off pretty easily. And sticking the iPad on with the magnets just never gets old. It's, super easy to find that center, no issues. The only thing is like the when you tilt it, when you rotate it and it kind of clicks into place. Let's see if you can hear that. Satisfying. Sometimes I've seen in landscape, it kind of tilts a little bit to one side or the other, so you kind of got to nudge it a little bit, but that's just a nitpick. Now, in terms of height, this one comes in at about 9.5 inches or so, and it holds the iPad at about, let's say on center there with the magnet, about just over 8 inches. So this one's got a pretty good height. And compared to, the other ones we've looked at, there's the Satechi right there. It holds it a decent amount higher. So here's what it looks like with the Mini. That looks kind of funny, but I could see the utility as well. Now I did test out using the magnetic sticker with my iPad Mini, and it worked quite well. And I can assure you that that thing is going to stay on there because it was really hard to take it off. It left no residue, which is good, but I ended up taking it off anyway because it interferes with the Smart Folio here. And I really like using this with my iPad Mini from time to time. So and I'm going to use this far more than I would use the Mini with the stand. So I ended up taking it off. And the only other downside is you have to spend a combined $160 on the stand and the case if you want the full experience without putting a sticker on your iPad. So that's a little bit of a negative. And the last stand over here on my left is the big kahuna. It is from 12 South and it is the HoverBar Duo. Look at that, it's covering my face. Now this one is normally 80 bucks, but it's on sale right now at Amazon for about 60. So really good markdown if you're looking for a really heavy duty stand, and ergonomics are really important to you. So just like most of the others, it's got a really solid base. It rotates at the base up and down, left and right as well. So you've got a lot of flexibility when it comes to this stand. This is the reason why it's called HoverBar Duo, because not only does it have a traditional base, it has this little guy, which is really cool. So you can take the base off, and this is a clamp. So you can clamp it to pretty much anything. I could clamp it to one of my light stands here, or any place odd that you might need to, regularly use an iPad. I found the hinges are really sturdy all the way around, and you can adjust the tension at every point as well. So there's the, you can adjust with an Allen wrench at the bottom there, in the middle, and at the top, you can adjust it by turning this little knob. So if you got the really heavy duty iPad Pro, you got to really crank that up to make sure it doesn't kind of tilt a little bit. So because this one's so tall, it won't even fit completely in frame, but that's okay. It's coming in at about 18 inches. And the lowest point at which it holds the iPad here is going to be about 12 3/4 inches or so. So it is plenty tall. And because this one attaches to your iPad with a tension clamp on the top and bottom, that blocks, the ability to use Apple Pencil. So it's got an Apple Pencil holder on the bottom here in the base, which is nice. I wasn't too sure I was gonna like this clamping mechanism, but it actually works. It's not, too difficult to put the iPad on. Where's my iPad? So you just, go in the bottom, kind of lift the clamp up there, and bam, there's your iPad. Just like the MagEZ Stand, this one can rotate into pretty much any position you want to get it into. So it doesn't have that locking and clicking mechanism, but that's okay. It doesn't really need to. It can hold itself in pretty much any spot you want to put it in. So now this one is my favorite of the bunch because of what I need an iPad stand for, which is I put it on my desk next to my ultra wide monitor most of the time, so I can watch something while I'm working, or I'm using it now to edit videos. So having a stand that is ergonomic, and it's holding it at roughly the same height as my regular computer monitor. This one too can rotate downward and out. So again, you've got that a little bit, it's a little bit bulkier, but if you're an artist, again, writing or doing something like that, you can get it into that position as well and do what you need to do. And while this will work with the iPad mini as well, you barely have to lift the hinge there and just, make sure that it's actually holding the iPad, because the height of the hinge is already almost the height of the mini. So it does fit, it does stay, it is a tiny bit loose. So that's kind of, my only major gripe with it, but I really don't think it's gonna fall. It's in there pretty solid anyway. But just something to be aware of in case you're gonna use this with a mini. That's pretty much it for the iPad Stand Palooza. So let me know what you thought of these 4 stands down in the comments below. I would love to hear from you. And let me know if you're gonna pick one up, let me know what it's for, what you're gonna use it for. I'd love to hear about how others use their technology. That would really delight me to hear from you. Also, I'll leave links to the stands, and if you purchase through those links, it helps support out the channel a little bit, and you'll have my undying gratitude. So until next time, thanks for listening to my One Tech Mind.